For the Michigan Memorial Phoenix Energy Institute, I'm Paul Gargaro. I'm joined today by John DeCicco, a research professor with the Institute and a transportation expert, to discuss new fuel economy standards for the nation's automotive fleet. Professor DeCicco, could you tell us about the new Corporate Average Fuel Economy Standards, or CAFE as they are known?
CAFE standards are federal regulations, and they require cars and light trucks sold in any given year to meet a minimum fuel efficiency level. That level depends on the size mix of the fleet. There's already standards in place, and they set a target for 34.5 miles per gallon by 2016. The recent big news is that the Obama administration, working with automakers and other interested parties, has just finished negotiating new standards. And these new standards aim to bring the fleet up to 54.5 miles per gallon by 2025.
That sounds like a pretty big leap.
Well, yeah, it is. But it's, if you look at the fine print, though, it's not as much as it might sound. CAFE regulations are based on lab tests that were developed back in the 70s. And these tests result in fuel economy numbers that are about 25% higher than what an average driver typically gets on the road. In other words, the 54.5 mile per gallon regulatory target works out to a real-world average of about 40 miles per gallon at most. And that's before getting into special credits and loopholes that inevitably creep into any kind of a public policy.
So, regardless, this is a significant jump in the required efficiency.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to mean a lot of work, a lot of progress compared to current vehicles, which on the real world average out to about 23 miles per gallon. So, the question is, how can we get to a level that's nearly 75% higher than today's? To look at that, I recently did a study that analyzed just how far fuel efficiency could go if it's really given a high priority by automakers and in the car market. The answer is that there are really a lot of opportunities for further gains in fuel economy, and that's even though car companies have been improving vehicles a lot over the years. Let's take engines. Right now, the big news in automotive engineering is really a new generation of direct injection engines. Some of them are turbocharged. And that combination of technology lets four cylinders put out the power of six and lets you could substitute a V6 for a V8 and get just as much power. That saves fuel, and it's just great because you don't sacrifice performance either. Same way in transmissions. New transmissions with a greater number of gears, smart program shifting, and other nifty mechanical techniques boost efficiency while still being responsive. We're seeing new hybrid technologies emerging too. Hybrids have tended to be a little costly in the market, but we're seeing some new systems from General Motors and Hyundai that are delivering these benefits at lower cost.
Technology, where do you see fuel efficiency head over the next 2 to 3 decades?
Well, putting it all together, my analysis found that a 74 mile per gallon new fleet average is technically feasible over the next 25 years. And that's without including any use of electric cars. If we add those to the mix, the potential is even higher. Now, cars can't be re-engineered overnight, and certainly not that much within, say, the 10 to 15 year horizon of the new standards. But that regulatory target just announced really falls well within the range of the efficiency horizon identified in my study. The issue is going to be cost. Achieving those numbers will be a challenge. It means upfront investments in new technology every year by the automakers. On the benefit side, however, it's a great deal for consumers, providing fuel savings at the pump and protecting them from the ups and downs of gas prices. New CAFE standards are also a great value for the nation, and they'll reduce petroleum dependence and cut emissions of greenhouse gases that are disrupting the Earth's climate.